For thousands of years, Hindus believed in the existence of a magnificent city called Dwarka, a city of gold, a city of 900,000 palaces, a city ruled by Lord Krishna himself, the most beloved deity in all of Hinduism. For centuries, the Western world dismissed Dwarka as mythology, a beautiful story, nothing more. The kind of legend that ancient people invented to explain things they didn't understand. Then, in 2001, the Indian National Institute of Ocean Technology sent a team of marine archaeologists to the Gulf of Khambat off the coast of Gujarat. What they found 36 meters beneath the surface of the ocean changed everything. A city, ancient, massive, perfectly structured, lying silently on the ocean floor, exactly where Hindu scripture had always said it would be. The skeptics had been wrong. The ancient texts had been right. And India had just discovered something that may rewrite the entire history of human civilization. Chapter 1. The City of Lord Krishna. In Hindu tradition, Dwarka is not just any city. It is one of the 4 dhams, the 4 sacred pilgrimage sites that every Hindu hopes to visit at least once in their lifetime. The others are Badrinath, Puri, and Rameswaram. According to the Mahabharata, one of the oldest and most sacred texts in human history, Dwarka was built by Lord Krishna as his kingdom, after he left Mathura. The texts describe it in extraordinary detail. A city built on an island 12 yojanas long and 12 yojanas wide, approximately 96 square kilometers. A city with 900,000 royal palaces built from gold, silver and precious stones. A city with wide boulevards, public gardens, temples and harbors, capable of docking ships from across the ancient world. The texts also describe its end. After Krishna departed from the mortal world, the ocean rose and swallowed Dwarka completely. The entire city, every palace, every temple, every street, consumed by the sea in a single day. For 3,000 years, this was considered a story, a metaphor, a myth, until the ocean gave it back. Chapter 2. The Discovery. In 2001, the Indian National Institute of Ocean Technology was conducting routine sonar surveys of the Gulf of Khambat, a body of water off the western coast of India in the state of Gujarat. The surveys were not looking for Dwarka. They were not looking for anything in particular, routine mapping of the ocean floor geometry. But the sonar readings that came back were not routine. At a depth of approximately 36 meters, spread across an area of roughly 9 square kilometers, the instruments detected a regular geometric structure, not natural rock formations, not random geological features, perfectly regular geometry, right angles, parallel lines, repeated structural patterns that could only be the result of deliberate construction. The team sent down underwater cameras. The footage they retrieved showed stone walls, stone columns, stone floors with precise surface finishes, staircases leading downward into chambers still intact after thousands of years on the ocean floor. A city, unmistakably a city, lying in silence 36 meters beneath the surface of the Gulf of Khambat. The discovery made international headlines. Scientists from around the world demanded samples for analysis. The samples were taken. The analysis was conducted. The results were extraordinary. Chapter 3. Older than Egypt. Carbon dating of organic material retrieved from the underwater site produced results that stunned the archaeological community. The material was dated to approximately 9,500 years old. 9,500 years. To understand what this means, the pyramids of Egypt were built approximately 4,500 years ago. The ancient city of Mesopotamia, long considered the cradle of civilization, dates to approximately 6,000 years ago. The underwater city of Dwarka predates both of them by thousands of years. If the dating is accurate, and multiple independent analyses have confirmed it, then Dwarka is not just India's oldest city. It is potentially the oldest city ever discovered on Earth. It would mean that advanced urban civilization began not in Mesopotamia, not in Egypt, not in Greece, but in India, thousands of years before any of those civilizations existed. It would mean that the entire timeline of human civilization, as taught in schools and universities around the world, is fundamentally wrong. And it would mean that a Hindu text, written thousands of years ago, accurately described a real city that Western science spent centuries insisting could not exist. Chapter 4. Why the world ignores it. The discovery of the Gulf of Khumbat underwater city was reported briefly in international media in 2002. Then it largely disappeared from mainstream discussion. No major Western archaeological institution has conducted a full excavation. No UNESCO World Heritage designation has been applied. No Hollywood documentary series has been produced about it. Compare this to the coverage given to every minor archaeological discovery in Egypt, Greece, or Rome. Sites that receive billions in funding, decades of excavation, and constant media attention. An underwater city potentially 9,500 years old, the possible birthplace of human civilization itself, sits on the ocean floor largely unexplored and largely ignored by the institutions that control the global archaeological narrative. Why? Because if Dwarka is confirmed as a 9,500-year-old advanced civilization, every textbook on Earth needs to be rewritten, every museum exhibit needs to be redesigned, every assumption about where human intelligence and culture originated needs to be fundamentally reconsidered. And the civilization at the center of that rewrite would not be Greek or Roman or Egyptian. It would be Indian. Chapter 5. The modern Dwarka. While the underwater city waits on the ocean floor, there is another Dwarka that has stood above the waterline for thousands of years. The present-day city of Dwarka in Gujarat is one of India's most sacred pilgrimage sites, visited by millions of devotees every year. At its heart stands the Dwarkadish Temple, a towering structure over 78 meters tall, built over what is believed to be the original site of Krishna's throne room. Ancient texts describe this location as the one piece of Dwarka that the ocean did not take. The sacred center of the city, preserved above the waterline as a reminder of what once existed. Marine archaeologists conducting surveys in the shallow waters immediately adjacent to the modern temple have found stone structures, anchors, and pottery dating back over 3,000 years, consistent with the Mahabharata's description of Dwarka's harbor. A functioning port, evidence of massive maritime trade, exactly where the ancient text said it was. The more scientists look for Dwarka, the more they find it. And the more they find it, the more they realize that the ancient Indians who wrote the Mahabharata were not writing fiction. They were writing history. 36 meters beneath the Gulf of Khumbat, a city sleeps. A city that may be 9,500 years old. A city that may be the birthplace of human civilization. A city whose existence was recorded in a sacred text thousands of years ago and dismissed as mythology by the Western world for centuries. It is not mythology. It is on the ocean floor. The cameras have seen it. The sonar has mapped it. The carbon dating has dated it. And yet the world has not fully reckoned with what it means. India has always known that its history goes deeper than the history books acknowledge. Deeper than the Western academic establishment has been willing to admit. Deeper than the narrative of civilization that was written by people who needed India to be a young and primitive country in order to justify what they did to it. Dwarka is proof that India's story did not begin with colonization. It did not begin with the Mughals. It did not begin with the Vedic period. It may have begun at the very dawn of human civilization itself, and it is still being uncovered. This is India Untold. If this changed how you see the world, subscribe. Share this with someone who still thinks India's history begins in a textbook. Because it doesn't. It begins at the bottom of the ocean.